my name is Chris and welcome to my channel where today I'm going to be talking about the season premiere of Bridezillas, honey. The Zillas are back. I haven't watched Bridezillas in a minute, but I remember watching it like a couple years back, and it's nice to know the format has not changed, which is crazy women putting on a show, knowing they're on TV, and you learn about two of them an episode, and one gets married that episode, and then the next one's marriage is going to happen the next episode, and we'll be introduced to a new person. So we always have two ladies, one's going to get married, and one, the drama is like a cliffhanger, honey. Okay. In the premiere episode, our two Zillas are Shannon and Jasine. Okay, let's start with Shannon. Shannon's 33. Okay, as well as a celebrity. Cool, because she was on Bad Girls Club, which is a television show where women act horrible. It's like some sort of Matrix style alternate universe where you think like the women on Real Housewives act horrible. No, it's Bad Girls Club. Real Housewives, Bad Girls Club is just literally shows that make women look just the absolute worst. Real Housewives are just richer, married, and older. And she thinks that she is a fucking star, honey. She thinks she is a sex icon and major celebrity, okay? She lives in Alaska. Is it that she does get recognized a couple of times and she's in Alaska, so she's gotten some free things because it's Alaska? I mean, maybe I should give her the benefit of the doubt, but like, I've never heard of her before in my whole life until this Zillas episode. And I, you know, I consider myself like a pop culture phenom. She's marrying some poor person named Patrick. He's not poor like in the money sense. I mean, just like I have pity for him. Patrick looks nice. They have two kids together. She is bananas looking and has bananas eyebrows and bananas for eyebrows and absolutely obnoxious in every sense of the word. And I have no idea why Patrick would ever want to marry her, but here we are, honey, season premiere. They've been engaged for 4 years and she like kept leaving him. Her dreams are to get married on a glacier, and the way you get there is by multiple helicopters bringing people to the glacier. I keep pausing because I'm just like, what? That sounds horrible. It sounds like such trouble. Like, I wouldn't go to this wedding if I was her best fucking friend. I'd be like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry. I just like have this thing where I don't want to die, and I get really cold. It's weird that I live in Alaska, but I'm gonna sit this one out, you know, like I'll plan like a nice dinner, you bring the kids over, and we'll like have a bottle of wine. But I wouldn't be her best friend, so this would never happen. This is just foolish talk on my part. She also has a thing where she thinks that she can do everything for $30,000 and that's her budget. And I totally think you can easily throw a beautiful wedding for $30,000. I don't know if helicopters and glacier is in that equation. It just seems like that alone would be like $15,000, and I just like, you got to spend money on other things. She really cuts corners in the craziest ways. Then we go to our other couple, which is Jasine and like Jermaine or something. I don't really care about the guys ever, obviously, but Jasine has lost 40 pounds, honey, and she is on that diet, and she thinks everyone else should be on the diet too. That's rude. No one wants to be on the diet. If they wanted to be on the diet, they would have just like watched you as inspiration and then been like, oh, look at her. You know what? Maybe I'll like cut out some carbs and maybe I won't have some sugar, but like no one felt that way. Also, it's a little crazy to me that you would like make people go on a diet 2 weeks before your wedding only because like, aren't the dresses already like altered? Like you gotta keep it now, keep in the same, what, you're gonna like have all these people having dresses just hanging off of them. Her first scene with her fiance is like, you have to go on a diet and like you have to fast and like no more anything for you. You can have coffee and pickles, honey. She has a fiance necklace, you know, where like the B from Beyonce is an F. Okay, the budget's now pushing 40. Well, under 40. And then the fiance's like, no, we round up. We've been rounding up since 8th grade. And then the fiance, and I forgot his name, I don't really care, says like a wedding is just paying people to watch us have sex for the rest of our lives. No. I don't know like what traditions you have in your family, but like, no, it's not. It's a really weird way of looking at a wedding. And here, you know, like we know from history that like they used to do crazy things where like after the wedding, after like the consummation, like they'd take out the sheets and like, you know, like look at the blood that'd be on the sheets from like the virgin, you know, whatever. And then like, that's how they would like celebrate, like they fucked, you know, whatever saying. And like, she was a virgin, she was pure. Like that is something that happened, but we haven't been doing that for a minute. Back to Shannon. Shannon has her friend Sabrina come over and then they just start drinking Tito's vodka, but not from like a normal size Tito's, like from little mini Tito's bottles, like that they went to like a liquor store or raided like some poor motel mini bar, which is like weird, like keep those for travel. It's revealed that Shannon just thinks that Patrick has to do everything, like the whole to-do list of the wedding like falls on him, and then her job is to be like the most obnoxious, bitchiest, most horrible representation of a female possible on TV that thinks that she is famous and she's not, and important and she's not. They just have different ideas. Like he wants a cash bar. He says that all the weddings he goes to, he always pays for his own drinks. How are you having a $40,000 wedding in Alaska? And I can't imagine this glacier helicopter thing is real. And that's what you pick to spend your money on over having a like open bar? That's crazy. Plus they save money because somehow she's decided to order her bridesmaids dresses from China. Sight unseen. Well, a picture she saw. It was blue lace. None of this makes sense. Her budget has to be like, and I swear to God, like $3,000. There's no way. I can't.
Chris, let go. Let go. This isn't your life. You have no control over it. Like, everything that they're doing is nothing that you would do and nothing that any of your friends would do or any of your loved ones. So you'll never have to tell your loved ones or friends to not do the things these people are doing. Just don't even have anxiety about it. You know, like, why am I having anxiety about it? Who knows? I have problems. This is me. I'm just sharing, but okay.
So then we go back to Jasine, honey. So after telling her fiance that like he has to diet, guess what? Everyone at the bridal party has to diet too. And they're gonna go to a boot camp, honey. She piles all her friends into a car to like go work out, okay? And none of them are happy about it. And we meet Patsy, and Patsy is like her gay BFF, and he is not into working out and not into dieting. None of these people are. None of them look like dieting is a thing that they want to do. Not that they're overweight, it's just like none of them are into it. Like they don't look like they keep a regular workout schedule. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. They all look healthy. Just they don't look like they work out. And none of them look like they want to start. Well, one of them works out later. We'll get into it. Jasine also, for having lost 40 pounds, she needs to maybe, I think, buy some new sports bras. Because I know what happens is when you like lose weight, like, you know, them sports bras become loose. And she is running in this boot camp and those titties are a-bouncing. I mean, bounce house. I mean, like, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. I know what it's like, honey. You have to use two. You have to wear two sports bras. It's only for your own good. And also titty health. They shouldn't be up and down like that. It could hurt something. I don't think that's right. Also does not look comfortable. Also hard to run. It's easier to work out when your boobs aren't just like doing their own workout. It's like the boobs are constantly doing jumping jacks or like double dutching, you know? So in the next segment, we go back to Shannon, who has a wedding planner who puts her on blast because Shannon has done nothing. Like won't answer a text, won't answer an email, like won't set anything up, like won't give her any like information. And now it's like, of course, like a week and a half before the wedding, and suddenly it's like, where's everything? And she's yelling at this woman. This woman's like, oh, you haven't literally answered a question. I can't even get you to text me back. So what's up with that? She rolls up for this meeting in this blue and yellow outfit that is, I think this woman's insane. But you know what? I'll be honest. I absolutely need to see what her wedding is like. So they were smart to start with her in the premiere because she is an atrocity and everything she says and does and wears is just the worst, and I gotta see what happens at this wedding. And I feel like now I have to go back and watch her on Bad Girls Club, like old seasons, to see like, is this the way she always was? Was she humble at one point and then after Bad Girls Club is when she got the big ego and like head of her being a celebrity, or did she always think she was a celebrity? Like, oh God, it's hard being a naturally curious mind. So this poor wedding planner is like, I need information, and then she literally is like, you gotta dig for it. It's not the wedding planner's wedding, it's your wedding. What do you mean she has to dig for it? Dig where? In the glacier that you want? I mean, what? She just wants to yell at everyone and not do any work. Maybe she's brilliant. She ends with, my celebrity status is everything in Alaska. And I also just got my period. I mean, she really knows how to put a cherry on top of a sundae, honey. Bloody cherry. So then we're back to Jasine. There's two main dramas. One of the main dramas rears its head, which is that she has gotten a friend. This is not a professional person, someone, I don't know where, to make a photo booth for her. Like a photo booth that you walk into and then people take photos. Now it's very easy to set up a photo booth nowadays. Like literally you could just use an iPad, but she like in her mind has like a 3D contraption you walk into. And this photo booth lady like has not nary ever made one before. It seems like she's trying something new for the first time and experimenting with this wedding. So they're talking, she's upset. Jasine's like, I should have gotten the photo booth already. And the photo booth maker's like, when's the wedding? And she's like, I gotta have it by Friday. And this photo booth person's like, it's almost already done. No, it's not. No, it ain't. Not even close. There are no blueprints for it. It is not really even a sliver in the photo booth maker's eye yet. I mean, she is obviously busy doing other things. I mean, I don't know what this woman's life is like, but like maybe she's a nurse or something. Like she's working, obviously. Like she can't be making all the money in photo booths because the photo booth thing is like something she's trying out and she's failing. But this makes Jasine very angry, coupled with the fact that she's hungry, which turns into hangry, and she just starts to beat the shit out of Patsy. And Patsy goes home. It's also revealed that Jasine does not want a stripper at her bachelorette. She says strippers have Ebola. So yeah, so you know, her friends respect her wishes and she, you know, has a very low-key bachelorette. Just kidding, guess what happens? They hire a stripper. His name is Lethal the Soul Snatcher. Okay, so I have had 3 strippers delivered to a party I'm at 3 times in my life. And one was in my dorm room in college, was ridiculous. And one was at a friend's house also in college. For some reason, college was full of strippers. And I always think about the fact that like these strippers that came to like my college parties like really fucking lucked out because they literally walked into a bunch of like 21-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? They must have been like, can I pay you guys? And the second time I had a stripper, like this weird thing happened where he went into the kitchen and then like set up this thing where you could go to the kitchen and just like jack him off with baby lotion. I didn't do it, but some people did. And some people made out with him. And I remember being like, oh, I can't do that. But the third time I had a stripper, which much later in life, was in Palm Springs, and we like got a stripper from Chocolate City, this hot black guy. And, you know, he really put on a show, honey. And he was very strong. And so there was a lot of like flipping ladies and stuff. And I remember the craziest thing he did to me is he kind of like a little bit licked my nipple through my bra, like my shirt was off, and then but my bra was on and he kind of licked it. And I remember that being like, oh my God, he licked my nipple, you know, which is like a fucking nun compared to what happens here. Okay, so this Lethal the Soul Snatcher, I mean, really snatches those souls, honey. He is a flippin'. At one point, he puts a bunch of whipped cream on someone's butt, and then somehow, like, it explodes all over the place. Like, people are bouncing on him. I mean, it is like, he's so strong. And, definitely one of the friends just like ends up boning him. The friend that hired him. Also, I guess he was her friend. So really it was like a friend with benefit situation. He snatched More than a soul, honey. Snatch to snatch. Jasine has fear in her eyes, though. Like, she wants no part of the stripper. She's just, like, horrified. So it's always hard to watch someone be, like, mildly sexually assaulted. So then we go back to Shannon. And here's one thing about Shannon. And she constantly looks like she is, like, in the process of baking her under eyes. You know what I'm talking about? When, like, girls put that banana powder, like, underneath their eyes, like, baking or whatever. It's a drag technique. And it never gets, like, powdered off. And she never completes her eye look. Except for eyebrows. It's so crazy looking. But here's what happens. So suddenly it's been raining and there's a box that's been sitting outside, and then Patrick brings the box in and oh my God, World War III, because the box is from China. And what if her very, very expensive quality made bridesmaids dresses got ruined, which I don't think would only help the situation. So she opens the box and they've been wrapped in plastic, and then she takes them out and they are somewhat in a different color than the picture that she thought. Why did she pick getting dresses from China? It's because Patrick's budget or whatever. Also, when you're like a big celebrity, you just get things for free. Like, people will just literally give you things for free, you know, like to be like promoted on your websites and stuff. So if she's really getting all of that social media buzz, like if she really is getting all those eyes on that social media, there's no need to get bridesmaids dresses from China. She could have easily gotten things for free if she was a celebrity, but guess what? She's absolutely not. Also, one thing is they supposedly smell. Then we go and see her trying on her wedding dress, which is as ugly as you think it's going to be. And somehow, not at all, I don't believe this, somehow this ugly ass dress that she's trying on in like a mom and pop store in Alaska is somehow $7,000. No, it's not. Not one bit. I refuse to believe it. This is not a Panina Tournay, okay? And yet her friend's on the phone with Patrick, and then Patrick's like, yeah, she's not gonna buy a $7,000 dress. And she's like, do you love me? Do you wanna marry me or not? And I'm just like, Patrick, here's your fucking chance. Hang up. Take those kids and run. Or just take those kids. She doesn't do anything in life. She's literally the laziest, most craziest, egotistical nightmare. But, you know, to each their own, honey. Then we go back to Jasine, and then we have my favorite part of the episode. Someone named Courtney, who's one of her bridesmaids, says, somebody, Keisha, had sex with a stripper. I rewound it like 4 times. Keisha's the one. And she was called out. No fucks given. Keisha is being very quiet the day of. Also, she's wearing a strapless bra, honey, that is the most uncomfortable looking strapless bra I've ever seen in my whole life. And then Jasine has even more photo booth drama. So like, this photo booth bitch is like, when's the wedding? What time is it? And she's like, it should be here now, so it's set up. You can't come and set up during the wedding. And this bitch is like, okay, well, your fiance said it could be there at 5. And it's like, that's when the wedding is. No, you cannot be here at 5. And then like Jasine talks to her fiance. He's like, no, I never said that. This photo booth person, like she does not want to be on camera, and I get it. And they don't say her name. I don't know why they don't, because it's like a public service announcement to not trust this bitch because she's not going to get it right. The photo booth, it just ends up being a piece of glass with writing on it. I don't get if you're supposed to stand in front of the glass or behind the glass. It is confusing. And also you're supposed to, like, the glass has to lean against a wall. The glass doesn't have like something to stand up. It makes no sense. You should have just like gotten like one of those tripods, honey, and an iPad, and just like get Patsy there to take those pictures. Put that Patsy to work. So the wedding happens, and Jasine's bridal party wears all white. It's white on white. It's her white dress and then her bridal party in white. So much white happens. Who picks white? I mean, her dress is really pretty, so it does stand out, but it's just like, oh, what a interesting choice. But you know, she comes down the aisle and her fiance cries, and she's very happy about that, but crying is nice. And then he delivers a poem. And the poem is very sexual, overtly sexual poem. Nighttime poem that's happening in the day at a wedding where everyone's wearing white in front of probably parents and aunties. And then we end on Keisha telling the stripper story, which is that the stripper and her did not have sex, okay? They were just talking, and then they heard people walking by, so they thought they'd play a joke by making noises. Now we're supposed to believe. But next episode, we're gonna see Shannon's wedding, and we'll see if that glacier happens with those helicopters, honey, for $30,000. Okay? we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this recap. If you like it, please comment and like, you know, I mean, it's just like how I see if you guys want me to keep doing Bridezillas or should I move on to something else in my life. Thank you so much for all of your kind comments and all of your like support in my lives. It's really fun. I really enjoy doing them. If you haven't yet subscribed, you know how it is. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I am at Chris L. Farah. The L is for lonely. I'm kidding. You all make my life. Okay, so thank you again, and you know, take care of yourselves and each other. Stand up for what you believe, and you make that art, honey. Bye.